Hello and welcome back to The Nest, your source for anything and everything Atchison High. My name is Robert Finnegan.
And I am Brandon Minner. First, let's jump right into our last episode of the semester with an AHS highlight of Miss Wilson's art class.
Part one is perspective drawing, using 1-point perspective. I always feel like that's when you have an aha moment because you can be an artist who can turn a flat two-dimensional surface into a three-dimensional look. So you're becoming an illusionist as an artist. So they are able to draw things that show dimension or depth on a picture plane. So that's always a pivotal point, and that's an Art 1 struggle right now because it's a new concept.
Well, I just finished up doing my clay project, so making something out of clay.
Art is one of those areas of school and life where you have to problem solve. One of the neatest things about art is, unlike an area, let's say math, where you have to all come up with the same answer for it to be correct, in art you all have the same problem and the answer may vary. It may be that everybody comes up with a different answer, and that's not a bad thing because that shows your creativity. As long as you're using the things that you need to get to the end result, it's fantastic.
I think art's really important because sometimes you can express in art things that you can't in words. I think it's really important because art can be political, art can mean anything. And I just think it is something that is just impactful in the world.
Clay starts out as basically wet dirt that you can shape into something, or you can mold into something. Here's something that's been used with a mold or a cookie cutter to cut it out, a shape. And this is in what's called the greenware stage. This is actually bone dry, so it would be ready to go in the kiln and be fired. When it's been fired in the kiln, it goes over 2,000 degrees and it becomes stoneware. So this is now stoneware. So it is ready. This is called bisqueware. So the bisqueware then gets painted with a glaze. The glaze looks something like this, where it's chalky and has an appearance of color. So the pigmentation is put on there. And glaze is actually a type of liquid glass. So when it's fired to the temperature, we fire to 05, which would be the cone setting that tells us when it's finished and when it has matured as a color. This is when it comes out of the kiln. It would turn into, the liquid glaze would flow over the surface and coat it, so it would have this actual glass exterior that is the glaze that protects the stoneware. The kiln is this device. It's kind of like a big oven. So that is firing right now. It has a kiln setter on it that tells us what temperature it's at and how long it fires, and I set it electronically so it knows when it reaches its maturity level of the glaze and when it should stop.
I started by looking at inspiration, so I started on Pinterest, and then I drew it out on paper, tried to get different angles, and then I made some basic shapes out of clay and put them together, hollowed it out, let it dry out a little bit so it didn't cave in on itself, and then I added all the other details, and then it got fired, and then I just finished glazing it.
Phoenix being creative and talented.
Next, we take you to another athlete signing, this time for Carolyn Fryman, signing to the Kansas Wesleyan bowling team.
Sports medicine and bowling. It was nice to celebrate my accomplishments with my friends and family. The independence and being able to continue playing the sport I love.
Congratulations to another star Phoenix athlete.
Finally, we send off this episode with everyone's favorite segment, Phoenix Around Town. For this final installment of the year, we ask, what do you want for Christmas?
Who am I here with today?
Mr. Battle. Hi.
And what do you want for Christmas?
Sleep.
Who am I here with?
Jason.
And what do you want for Christmas?
A new phone.
Who am I here with today?
Macy Clary.
And what do you want for Christmas?
I want a new iPad.
Who am I here with today?
Lola Hankey.
And what do you want for Christmas?
I want a Coach bag.
Who am I here with?
Grady Clark.
And what do you want for Christmas?
That's a hard question. I want a new toy.
Who am I here with today?
Jeremiah Thompson.
And what do you want for Christmas?
Blue tattoo.
Who am I here with?
Jackson Blakely.
And what do you want for Christmas?
A car.
Who am I here with?
Blank Klein.
And what do you want for Christmas?
I would like some new shoes.
Who am I here with today?
Miss Downing.
And what do you want for Christmas?
All I want for Christmas is my two. No, I'm kidding. I want sleep.
Who am I here with?
Addie.
And what do you want for Christmas?
A Kendra Scott necklace.
Who am I here with? Soraya. And what do you want for Christmas?
Apple Watch.
Who am I here with?
Zariah.
And what do you want for Christmas?
I want the Coach white, like, Terry bag purse.
Who am I here with?
Madeline Stout.
And what do you want for Christmas?
I want a sister.
Who am I here with?
Zydron Mays.
And what do you want for Christmas?
State championship.
Who am I here with?
Noah Weaver.
And what do you want for Christmas?
A new toy.
Who am I here with?
I am Jerry Martin. I'm one of the counselors.
And what do you want for Christmas?
I want a big old fat honkin' diamond ring.
All I want for Christmas is everyone to enjoy the holiday season.
Well, that'll do it for this week's episode of The Nest. Thank you to Daylight Donuts for sponsoring this episode. I'm Robert Finnegan.
And I am Braden Minner, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss The Nest in January. Happy holidays!